Hey everybody, the Great Pigman is CX79 here, and welcome back to Dragaia Lost. Chapter 2 of Part 9... Part 2 of Chapter 19 has been out for a little bit. I misconstrued that sentence a lot more than I thought I did. So here we are.
Love me some fried tofu.
So, last time on this, huge spoilers, Yuno was made with part of the other's flesh. We don't know why, but now we're going to get that reasoning, I suppose. Preposterous. My brother was made from the other? I swear it is the truth. The prince you know was created by my father, Finlorda. And your father, Aurelius, gave us complete assent to the procedure. He agreed, did he? You lie! Your father would never hide such a thing from everyone. Calm yourself, sister. But Felix, you can possibly... Let him finish. We can judge the truth of his words once he has told all. Continue. I realize this comes as something of a shock, so I will continue to explain until both of you are satisfied. My poor brother. Wait a second, so he's actually made with a piece of the other? You're a goddamn liar. Yeah, that's total crap. Don't worry, sir. I should not stand by you and allow you to stand to his highness so. Everyone be quiet! So, continuing to be the voice of reasoning to just tell everyone to calm the heck down. He hasn't finished. Do you truly want to hear the rest of his fairy tale? If you think it may prove too much for you, there is no shame in taking our leave. If wanting to pay for truth sometimes is the only way to maintain one's sanity, so I bid you think carefully before you respond. I want to hear everything. Every last word. That's why I came here. Very well. If this is your wish, I will stay at your side as the truth is unspooled. It all started when I received a missive from my dear Aurelius. My newborn son has been affected with worm scale. His systems worsen by the day, and I fear he has little time left. I seek the circle of the fairy's vast knowledge and magic, and upon now for your land with my ailing son in tow. Soon thereafter, Aurelius and his child were secreted in my kingdom. But alas, it was already too late. The worm scale had spread across the poor child's entire body. The disease was beyond even my ability, and soon the piteous babe drew his last. But Aurelius did not give in. He wanted his son back, by any means necessary. To think that the wise king himself would be so shaken. Yet, as returning the dead from the abyss is a task of exceeding difficulty, I made a different proposal to my old friend. There was once a kind of magic research in the fairy kingdom, a magic that was abandoned as being too dangerous and beyond a pale. This did I propose to my friend. We could create a new life with that forbidden magic, a life identical to the one which had been lost. An identical life? Madness! I can't even start to wrap my brain around that one. Yet while it is not reviving the dead, crafting a replacement is no mean matter. One must first fashion a body to serve as the vessel, then place a soul inside. In truth, I had tried the process before. However, the end results were poor. Nonetheless, I took advantage of Aurelius' request to attempt to feed once more. The key to creating a life is constructing a suitable body which to house the soul. By using blood obtained from the baby before its passing and adding a number of raw materials, I could forge a body that resembled the deceased original. However, this copy would never grow. It would be a pale imitation alone, from one would not flow it. Naturally, this is not like healing magic where we assist the circulation of mana, and in doing so restore the flesh. You speak of a body which has lost its mana entirely. Such a thing can never be restored. Normally, yes. So, to resolve that problem, I used a bit of flesh and mana which still flowed despite having lost its soul. With this, I succeeded in creating a body filled with mana, and one that would grow like any other. But mana within the body ought to wither away when the soul is lost. The kind of flesh that might do otherwise would be... By the goddess, could it be? All of which leads us back to the piece of news you told us in the beginning. That flesh came from the Edel. Just so. The flesh of Morsayati? Truly? But I thought the body of the Edel was sealed away by His Majesty Alberius. When Alberius used the blood casket to seal away the Edel, his flesh was rent and fell in pieces across the world. However, his power had not been lost. Not then, and not even now, hundreds of years later. Some time ago, I discovered a substance in the Fey which was possessed of both awesome power and terrible malice. Having already collected a great deal of material for the sake of my magical research, I took it home with me. Upon inspection, I discovered it to be one of these fragments of the Edel. How could you have known for certain? I had previously read about the characteristics of the Edel, and the substance matched perfectly, as did the properties of the mana it exuded. So when Aurelius came to me for aid, I sought to cleanse the substance of its impurities, and use it as the basis of a new body for the fallen child. I took the Edel's flesh, formed a vessel, and migrated the infant soul into it. Thus, new life was born. And that life became a new severed scion. You. But the prince is able to shapeshift. Surely this is proof he carries the true bloodline of King Alberius. I suspect the power of shapeshifting was inherited when he was created. We used blood from the original as a component of the new body after all. And though I confess, I have no explanation as to how it is possible for him to forge multiple dragon packs. Perhaps it is due in some part of the other? In any case, that piece of the puzzle remains a mystery for now. Regardless, this is the truth of your birth. The story staggers the imagination. How? How could you do such a thing? How could you commit such a profane act? Because I once had a dream, you see. A foolish one, yet mine all the same. And we stop right there! Stop leaving me with my fingers! How could your father commit such a profane act? Because he had a dream. A mad, a beautiful dream. Beautiful, darling! Though nary a shadow of his former self remains, my father was once a progressive king worthy of great respect. Like myself, he promoted the active research of magic in an effort to strengthen our fairy bodies. And the results were brilliant. Even the power of metamorphosis I make use of now is based upon research from that time. And one of the keys for the development of this magic was research conducted on the royal family of Alberia. You researched us? Meaning the dragon blood. The very same. For Lorna was fascinated by the dragon blood which allowed your family to shapeshift, and bent all of his will to uncovering the mysteries behind it. Which is why he accepted our father's request and agreed to replace his child. In doing so, he could investigate the body of a royal and plumb the mysteries of the dragon blood to his heart's content. He could then use what knowledge he gained as part of his own research. Quite so. However, at some point he betrayed his cause, gave up his research, and attempted to seal it all away. This about-face confounded the ruling council at the center of our apology, and made my father's downfall an inevitability. It was incomprehensible behavior, and foolish beyond reckoning. Yet I feel as though I might understand your father's feelings. Perhaps he regrets his perversion of Anna's natural order. A line of thinking fulfilling the aspects. However, obeisance? Now it's a word I've not heard. Obeisance to natural order of a thing is an idea which comes only from those content with the status quo. The weak, though, They must resist to give instruction. They must fight to achieve what they desire. You are of the same mind, are you not, Nedrick? Then Lorda, did you accept my father's proposal in order to research dragon blood? Yes. I burned to know the secret of shape-shifting, and thought the answer might lie in the bodies of Iberian royals. I was a man possessed by my own hubris in those days, and raptured by both my own ability and the very art I developed. Was that magic? I believed I could show up unnatural flaws as fairies and change every rule underpinning the very workings of the world. And thus did I commit myself to performing the art. But I had no proof that a body made by using the other's flesh be a stable vessel. Which is why I sent Dr. out to burial. When the body grows beyond infancy, the mind within becomes more active, and with that increased activity came a danger of the other's flesh reaching out of control. So you thought I might go berserk? Yes. Through not, I could keep an eye on you in secret to be ready in case any problems arose. Fortunately, no such catastrophe ever came about. Nevertheless, my actions were coincidental. I wanted to learn what the possible danger of a child watched from the flesh of that devil might propose to the royal family. And I was also curious how the child itself would grow and react to the world at large. My desire to know such answers led me to disregard all bounds of decency. I am most sorry, Not. I am most sorry. A question, if I may. Was the literature you referred to in order to study the other's body truly so reliable? It was a text written a millennium ago by a princess who broke her wings and whose wings body stopped growing. A princess who never returned to the fairy kingdom. I know who this is! This individual personally bore witness to the birth of the other. So yes, I believe the work to be exceedingly credible. Then she was there the moment the other came forth from a gate to another world? The history you know is not the truth. The princess wrote this of the other. The other is an existence brought about by the source and cause where the bonds between humans and dragons are shaken. Oh, this is folly. Everyone knows the other was something summoned by humans to fight against the dragons. Indeed, that goes against both aliens' absolute unknown history. You need not understand everything at this moment, but I would ask that you bear the information in mind. And with that, my tale comes to an end. But before we part, I would give you this. A letter? One Aurelius wrote for you here in the Fairy Kingdom at the time of your birth. Then it's for me? He entrusted it to me when we vowed never to reveal the secret of your birth. He bade me pass it on if you ever were to come to my door. And it was by rights. That is my father's handwriting as well as the seal. Right, I'm going to open it. There's no need to convey the contents to us if you're all unwilling. The letter is from father to son after all. Actually, I'd like you all to hear it. I don't know if I could take whatever might be inside of my own. My dear son, if you are reading this, you have come to the Fairy Kingdom. And in that case, I am no longer alive. Which is true. No doubt my heart swells with pride to see you grown enough to make such a long and arduous journey. Though you may be alone, I hope in my heart that you are surrounded by friends and comrades of quality, ones in whom you can place your undying trust. My son, I ask you not to blame Finlorden. I am the genesis of the events to which you have been made privy. Though yours is a life born from my own selflessness, I beg you keep one thing ever in your heart. You are my precious son. I ought to have told you all this myself in the beginning, but the secret compact I agreed to forbade it. Still, I believe that one day you would come to the land of the fairies, seeking the truth about yourself. As such, I have left my thoughts behind the sacred tree. If you find it in your heart to forgive me, then I beg of you to go there and experience my feelings for yourself. From the bottom of my heart, I pray for your happiness, your health, and your long and productive life. You have thoughts of the tree? What does that mean? Just what is with the sacred tree anyway? Gatoff mentioned it earlier too. It is a colossal ancient thing, tall enough to pierce the very heavens themselves. You will find it in the north of the kingdom. Fairies have worshipped it since ancient times. We have partaken of its blessings and in turn, fought to ensure that its power was never misused. And some of Father's memories of Waynestan? So it would seem. though I am equally in the dark as to the details. The sacred tree holds an immeasurable amount of mana, and has given rise to miracles far beyond human ken. And now, it seems the Woolies has entrusted something very precious to it. If you intend to go to the sacred tree, I will accompany you. Permit me to accompany you as well. Oh, you know you ain't going without me! Thanks, everyone. But actually... Look, can you just give me a little time? I need to get my thoughts in order about what I should do next. But wait! I'm alright, Senna, don't worry. Honestly, there's a part of me that feels relieved to finally know the truth. It's just... it's a lot, you know? I need to cool my head for a bit and think. Man. That's chest. There's still a lot more story, which means a lot more talking. Fedora? Ah, got off. How are the others? They're talking over the next steps outside. I think the prince headed for the forest. Fedora, I wanted to thank you for telling us about everything in detail. In doing so, I honored the ruler's dying wish and conveyed the truth to his son. I did what little I am able to do at present, though it does not begin to atone for my reprehensible actions of the past. I do hope the prince is not tormenting himself over much about it. You have entrusted him with the truth. All you can do now is hope he discovers the path forward for himself. But what about what you mentioned earlier? You claimed you helped the rulers for your own gain. Yet was the friendship the two of you shared not also part of the equation? I think you could have safely conveyed that part of the story had you wished. I am satisfied with what I said. I sought to learn the truth of shape-shifting that I might use it for the fairies. There was no denying how strongly I held that desire. But on other matters, it appears there is no changes in Cielo's condition. We've tried treatments from all across the world, but not one has worked. I am sorry I was not more of more help. Do not apologize. She lost birth today only because of you. She knows my salvation. Just having her alive is his. Got off. You're all aware of the Dawn Shard and its power. Have you thought of trying to acquire it? With the power of the Dawn Shard, you could change fate and even cure your beloved Ciela. That is too great a dream for me. My homeland was burned and many of my people slain because I lacked power. And from there I ran, and turned to you to save my daughter alone. I am nothing but a brave coward. Oh. When I look at Ciela, spirit gone, I feel as if this is just a reward for my transgressions. I actually saved Ciela to make her whole. The thought consumes me my every moment, and yet, if I acquire power for her sake alone, I will end up making the same mistakes again. People died because of me. Friends. I must not let such a thing happen again. Things do not always turn out as we wish. The light-filled days spent together with you and the Woolies will never return. Pray forgive me. Reminiscence and melancholy come easy to me of late. Everyone looks back on the past. Do not trouble yourself. Well, I'm going to see how the others fare. Come along, Ciela. Yes. Hi, Zhao. Ah, Princess Zhao, welcome. Have you some business with me? Actually, I have a favor to ask. I want to make use of your fairy magic. If there was a way for me to be of service, I'm happy to do so. But may I know why? You may. I have been thinking about how to strengthen our forces in anticipation that the fearsome battle is sure to come. I see, I see. And how would I fit into this scheme of yours, And we're never gonna find out! We're never gonna find out until the most important moment where that happens in the future. Meanwhile, more plot! Plot! My body comes from the earth's flesh. I believed I was part of Iberian royalty, the son of a great father. And joined as I was by esteemed brothers and sisters, I came to hope that I could somehow help the people. Then I met my trusted allies and friends, without whom I would not have survived. I wanted to return us to a peaceful world and rescue Zephyr, which is why I fought doing it on the other. And yet the entire time, since those rumors were closer to the mark than I'd care to admit. So there was a vessel more suited to housing my soul, perhaps one that held free control over dragons. I will not be particular about holding onto the aspects. And what else won't say I wanted my body because I get taken part of his? Who knows? Who knows? People have been speculating that. Ever since the truth about this was brought to light. If this were to become public knowledge, the royal family would lose the people's hearts and be forever stained. I only wanted peace, yet pursuing it might end up causing heartache for everyone. So what should I do? Talking to guide. So it's still after me. Commencing termination operations. Up. And then along came more. Damn, I've got no choice but trying hard to get those sold. And then several more came along. Now they're behind me. I'm not gonna be able to hold out. Top right, right. Get in together, dude. You're wide open. They're not. Are you well? What a... I'm fine, thanks to the two of you. You need to talk to us, man! I mean, it's not like your thoughts aren't a total open book to us or anything. I'll do my best, well, but you know what? I don't want to be trouble for everyone, so I guess I'll just go live in the woods and like a big fat chump. I suppose you're not too far off. Okay, so I've never, like, not once thought of you as a bother. I mean, yeah, I learned a whole bunch of stuff about my childhood in the last couple of hours that I'm still processing. But that's fine, you know, that's fine. Because it's not coming to our area enough with about you guys. And the time we spent together was pretty much my favorite time of my life. So until we have to say the big final goodbye, you're just stuck with me. We're gonna get Zephyr back, and the three of us are gonna get Obarkas traveling all over this world. We'll eat all kinds of food and talk about all sorts of things and just do whatever. I was meant to keep an eye on you, and by cake, I am gonna do it! God, I don't... Oh. I'm certain Zephyr feels the same. Time flows not from past to future, but from the future to the past. Or at least that's what I now believe, having traveled numerous worlds. What's important is not changing incidents in the past, but changing what they mean. And the path you travel now will give you the ability to decide whatever light you want on your own past. So lift your head and think about what it is to come. Thank you, both of you. Don't forget about us. What game? Sorry we're late, boss. It took some time to track you down. Look out! Enemies are coming! There they are! Target acquired. It's easy, Majesty. We shall be your shield and protect you until the end. Yeah, we're gonna turn these androids into end duds! Okay, that didn't work, but you get what I mean! Alright everyone, let's do this. Finally a battle, which is not gonna take so long because as long as it is. To get the swords in hand. Light.
Can you keep up with a goddess?
I've got plenty of snacks packed for the trip.
Good.
Coming up.
Dragon's power is within me. Ha! Dragon's power is within me.
June, what if we're going to get into the battle soon? You just done. And then disappears. And it's already dead. Didn't even get a chance to see what it totally was. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Lots of androids. It's a shroom.
Incredible job.
And dead. Along with those who's in the back. And that android. Well, there's two androids because I saw another behind one of the UIs.
They don't call me the goddess for nothing.
Yeah, that did not last long. Oh, I guess we'll just have one plot, I guess. Plot in terms of, well, let's continue to fight for another battle. Surely, this won't get old. Okay, just wants us to battle us, okay. I suppose this makes a good amount of sense. Don't need to overstay the welcome of just wanting around as you please. This is, at least this one is quick and easy.
They don't call me the goddess for nothing.
Or not official. Alley-oop. Be careful, partner. They seem to be talking to you alone. I want it. These robot jumps just keep coming. Our enemies will never tire, and their spirit will never flag. The longer we fight, the greater our disadvantage becomes. Sounds like the only choice is just plow straight through them. Though true, I fear we'll be attacked with no mean difficulty. Yep, more enemies? Wait, no. Lexi! Where the hell have you been? Apologies, preparations took longer than initially anticipated. What preparations are those? Remote unit respond. Oh my god! Mascula! It's Mascula! It's Mascula! Holy crap, it's Mascula! Oh my god, he looks so good! My goodness, what speed! He's twice as fast as the other androids! Be quick, Mascula. The remote control system can only run for a limited time. I know. We're under initiate communication jamming now. Time for you guys to take a nap. Ha! All enemy signatures have vanished. That went way better than I thought. The hell? You took down every damn android by your lonesome! Actually, I shocked the control circuits, so they want to be out of commission for a little bit. But to give us the time we need to plan our next move. Is everyone okay? Well, fine, but how the hell are you in that body? It's all thanks to Shell. It is? I'm taking to a point that both the startup and combat experience were a smashing success. Smashing! It appears we have a powerful new comrade on our side. So, Gatov, what's going on? Finlorda, let me thank you once again for your gracious cooperation. I was glad to be of service. How in the name of Ham did you do this, Shell? I thought Masculo's whole body was in the crapper for good. His body was damaged, yes, but not, as you delicately put it, in the crapper. So I collected the body and had my research assistant and Chancellor repair it. However, we lacked the technology to reproduce the control circuit, which made it a little more than an interesting toy. And despite this, I had it loaded on the Grand Fiora in the hopes I might discover some way to make use of it. At Princess Shell's request, I applied fairy magic to the control circuit, which amplified the signal. And that gave Masculine the ability to move around freely once more? So wait, I'm confused. Is Masculine's heart still in Alex's body? Yes, it remains inside me. But the fairy magic makes it possible for me to control my old body remotely. That's a thing? It sure is. But it does demand a lot more energy than normal. As such, there was a limited amount of time in which he can operate a remote unit. Still, this means I can help everyone leave out even more now, which is great! Speaking of which, do you have a second to speak with Laxi and me, Maestro? Of course, what do you need? We airdropped artificial constructs built by humans. But you treated us as more than just weapons, Maestro. It was you who taught us that we could fight for a future we wanted, even though we were artificially created. And you're still that same Maestro now. So cheer up! We'll still be with you, just like always. We will create a world of peace. We will do so at your side. Aww. Well, since we're confessing stuff now, I got something to say to your boss. After we went back to the Halidon from the Order, well, I doubted you. No nice way to say it. But I ain't gonna make that mistake again. Hell, if the worst comes to pass and you turn into the other, we'll just kick your butt up and down the street until you come back to your senses. If you stray from the right path, we will guide you back, just as you did for me. I strive to be on your side, Your Highness, and I implore you not to deviate from the goal to which you have dedicated yourself. Don't encouraging me. Showing me support in order to let us sure that I'll keep going. Alright, let's go to a decision. I want to go to the sacred tree and see what my father left for me there. I need to know what he was thinking. And I want you all to come with me. That's what I'm talking about. Let us go discover Father's true thoughts. Now you're kicking with charcoal. Well, with that decided, let us finish preparations and set out. For the Lord Aside! Huh? Who's that? It's my attendant, and he seems to be in something of a panic. Ah, finally, there's a male fairy. Message for you, Sire! What is it? What happened? A force led by Genora has appeared at the sacred tree and launched an attack. What? Where were the Guardians? They are attempting to hold them off, but I fear they cannot do so for long. Also, Nedrick has responded to the attack in force. Why would Nedrick attack the sacred tree? Additionally, there were reports that both the aspects and the fourth scion of the Arborian royal family are also present. Zephyr and Valix? That cat's about as pitiable as a stone slab. Why is he playing along with Ledric? I'm not sure, but it's Valix we're talking about, so he must have a plan. Flora, a way to Nedrick is intending to ascend the sacred tree and make off with the Dawn Shard? Yes, that is my suspicion as well. The Dawn Shard of this world is in the sacred tree? But that makes no sense. Sacred shards are the shattered pieces of His Majesty Abrasius sword, are they not? That is indeed what you and South Castillo were taught about the swords, but I feel it is a misconstruction of the actual history. In truth, sacred swords are clumps of mana absorbed by the sacred tree and given crystalline form. And every several hundred years, a shard known as the Dawn Shard is produced at the summit of the tree. So why does Nedrick seek it now? So we can forge a new pact with this worm. Nedrick has a pact with him? But wait, if that's the case, why does he need to swear a new pact? Because the initial Dragon Pact Nedrick swore was incomplete. Nedrick's pact worm is Bahamut, the worm of Genesis. Bahamut is an extremely dangerous dragon for a man to forge a pact with. And I feel I have no idea what will happen if this new pact is undertaken. I cannot even say whether or not Nedrick will survive the process. Regardless, we cannot stand idly by. We must hurry to the sacred tree. There's more, Sire. We've also had disquieting activities in the kingdom's fairies visitors. With no period. What? Explain. A number of fairies are taking advantage of Jin Lord's absence to plot an insurrection. And without the king present, the only one who can put a stop to the situation is you. Man, this kingdom is a mess. Since my son became regent, he has been steadfast in his pursuit of various reforms, and there are many who oppose him. Still, the timing of a rebellion under these circumstances is a little too convenient. There must be more to it. Lorda, will you entrust the matter of the Dawn Shard to us? So long as he has safe, a conflict with Edric is inevitable. I'll stop both your son and Edric and protect the Dawn Shard. I concur. This is the utmost appropriate course of action given the situation. I am sorry to place this burden upon you, but I feel we have no choice. I will send a messenger to the Guardians in advance of your arrival. Please join up with them when you arrive. And while time is of the essence, the day has slipped away from us. Please feel free to make use of my manner. Rest yourself so you are ready for the events that are to come on the morrow. Thank you, Lorda. In that case, we start at dawn. Right. Watch what on. As far as actually keeping structural order, just sending out. Sending out. We make our way to the sacred tree.
Can you keep up with a goddess?
We shall deny the fate that awaits us.
Man, playing Cassilia is great. Never tired, never tired.
Alchemy and dragons together.
Well, that one's dead.
Dragon's power is within me. I know just what to do with that. Alchemy will get us the win.
Smack.
I'll handle this.
And you did so.
They don't call me the
Dun,
goddess.
dun, 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 dun. Speaking of which, this is as far as I see you. Continue ahead on this road. The way to the sacred tree should be in not mine, so I don't suspect you'll lose your way. Yep, it's in there, clear as day. I beseech you all, stop Nedrick, and stop my son. You can count on us. And thank you again, Fenora. You told me everything, and because of that, I now understand how to proceed forward. Bring me no hardship on the way. Alright, everyone, let's move. Forgive me for doing so, but I again leave their safekeeping in your hands cut off. Be careful, old friend. Be very careful. I've got a nasty feeling about this entire business. Someone's clearly attempted to sow mayhem to the very kingdom. Agreed. And once the situation is settled, I will head straight for the sacred tree. Oh, and cut off? Keep what we discussed last night close to your heart. Always. Understood. Until next time, be well. I know we're moving at a brisk pace, but is everyone alright so far? We are well, brother. Let us hurry. I wish we could take the Grand Fiora to stand of our own 2 feet, but I fear she is most ill-equipped for such a steep path. Shut it up, cut off. You've been given our surroundings with stink eye for hours. Take weapons in hand, everyone. Something wicked walks with us. Unknown signature detected. It's true, someone's close. Who's there? Show yourself. All of you appear utterly unchanged. Tartarus! What are you doing here? Stand aside, Tartarus. We have no time to trade words or blows with you today. So the fabricated doll makes its way to the sacred tree. I assume Fenora revealed the truth of your fair birth to you by now? You thought yourself royal, human even. But this is always the basis of lies. You are not but a doll made from the earth. How do you know that? Whom I have is of no consequence right now. I want to know my father's thoughts and I need to say Sephia. And I also have to stop Nedrick in order. Even now, you cannot break free of the valorous king's descendants. Perhaps this is proof enough of the wise king's greatness. The king was supreme, peerless, unparalleled in his transcendence. You are a sad little man who cloaks himself in the name of this great hero, and for that you deserve death. It doesn't matter who or what he is. Corey is the one who inherits his majesty's will. Inherits his will? The king's will belonged to him alone, and when he died, it perished with him. You trust in this pathetic creature because you now lack his majesty's guidance. Pathetic, the both of you. Before this world which saw fit to sacrifice his majesty reaches ruin, you will both suffer the hammer of judgment. Pharaoh Shroud, expand! We got a fight on our hands, get ready everyone! Indeed, we are the jaws of destruction left onto this world. We are Archito! O king, be my aegis. I offer these swords unto you as our oblation. The Abyss of Worm's madness. Got an Archito fight.
Bear witness, O king. We are Archito.
I don't like the look at this. It's already fall, which means
Alchemy will get us the win.
definitely phase 2.
I'll handle this.
Bunch of game used to this by now.
Drive Buster.
False devotion shall never linger alone.
Resentment? More like resent dead.
Power of alchemy and dragons together.
And yeah, this is kind of an easier version of the expert fight, which would normally go on a lot longer.
Soul of a king.
Drive Buster.
Get out away from everybody.
None would sacrifice the king for peace.
Alchemic enhancement. We can win. Drive Buster.
Thank goodness, already on to his phase 2.
Archito. I will trade all this world for the king's salvation.
Boom.
Alchemy and dragons
Gonna
together.
save my dragon shape. Especially because this is gonna happen. I can only use one portal, well, frick.
A sinner's resistance is a laughable thing.
Drive
It's a good thing this is the easier fight and not the hard fight because,
Our most divine.
well, reasons. And you're dead.
A world without a king, not a world bound for ruin.
They don't call me the goddess for nothing.
I'm not surprised that was actually the second phase does, not the normal phase does, but I guess it makes sense. We don't need to delay the inevitable for much longer. Ha! Okay, what's up? You got bored of fighting murders all of a sudden? Don't know why, you tough guy. Or did you just realize you don't have none to don't back up crap coming out of your mouth? Idiocy. What did you say? Idiocy. Your ways of fighting is utterly stood in the wallbrick of children. You hold no value as they offerings to my king. I pray you now see the fruitlessness of the blind breedings to this dog, Cleo. You delude yourself. Perhaps this is born of your despair at losing our king. There's nothing of the sort. The prince is supported by uncountable allies and friends. Our king has no cause to surround himself as an errant cargo of expedients. A king is absolute, soi generis. There are none who inherit his majesty's will. Those who bore witness to his battles were spellbound by his overwhelming wits and power, including his foes. I leave you as a parting warning. Give yourself utterly to awaiting the destruction of this world at the feet of its king. Should you venture to take a tree, you will meet with ruin. He's gone. I swear my damn head's gonna explode from all the head up that mumbo jumbo these guys keep spouting at us. Yeah, don't listen to that dope, Cleo. Of course I won't listen to him. Cleo, I know that I'm nowhere near the great man who Beerus was. But I have every interest in stepping up my efforts in my own way. I do it for everyone in this world, but I also do it for me. I know. This delay was unfortunate, but we must press on. Whatever words may pass, our duty remains unchanged. Yes, we must hurry to take a tree. His Majesty's power is so overwhelming that no amount of effort will ever allow someone to equal it. And the prince is not even a legitimate son of the royal family, but instead of being born of the other's flesh. As someone who seeks to lead people to peace, this may be a great shackle upon him. Can he truly endure such adversity? This portrait! King Jen, we succeeded in bringing down the Sacred Tree's barrier. And with that, all is ready. The 7th Scions group also makes their way to the Sacred Tree. And it appears there is some other force approaching as well. At long last, it begins. Come, Nedrick, let us be off. Of course. March forth, all of you. March forth and throw wide the curtains on a new age for all fairies. I will brook no failure now. The Dawn Shard will be mine. Guys, here! We should be able to see the Sacred Tree in the distance soon! Thanks not. Let's hurry. Right. Is something a must get off? You seem a touch pensive. Merely thinking about the conversation I had with Sir Norda last night. Is it true that the first scion of the Iberian royal family absorbed the other? So I have heard. Unthinkable. Why, the other had power enough to destroy an entire city a mere 1,000 years ago. And what became of this fifth scion? His current whereabouts are unknown, though he is said to be in the company of the second scion, fairies. The progenitor. We fairies have encountered that name in various ancient documents and oral traditions across the world. You sound most troubled. Is it truly so great a threat? I do not know. But looking at all the unusual occurrences across the world these days put utter to mind. What is it that Venota sensed? And what is this progenitor? We just don't have enough information. For now we'll simply have to focus on getting to the Sacred Tree. Your boy makes for the Sacred Tree, oh Rubius. He seeks the thoughts you left behind for him. So please watch over him, my friend. And we're just gonna end off here. Yep. The Sacred Tree. To present events begin to climb with the Sacred Tree in pursuit of Nedrick into the northern. This towering tree has watched over the land since time immemorial, and bestows a transient miracle upon the conflicted Cleo, granting her to resolve the challenge of sworn foe. Right. So I suppose we know a little more about why Uranus' body was created with the other as the base. Feels a bit odd and kind of questions why Mosliade still didn't sense Uranus was also a part of his body. Which I beg to question why. Why was he not aware of this? Even if he was just uncoincidentally transferring himself into Uden, there was no way of him knowing it precisely. I mean, in Zena's world timeline, he did succeed, so I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. But yeah, next month is going to be chapter 20. Can't wait, honestly. But man, oh man. This is just never easy. This is just never easy. Nothing's got to be entirely easy. I honestly can't wait to see what Bahamut would look like in this game, because Bahamut seems to be an iconic character in the Side Games franchise, so I suppose if that time ever comes, we'll just see for ourselves. But until then, tune us next time
We've repelled the demon.
for the Children of Yggdrasil event. See you guys then.